people just don't appreciate. Like someone will drop hundreds of dinars at Lululemon and they're like, it's Lulu. And I'm like, our stuff is just as good. And I have had people who wear our leggings and they're like, oh, the material's as soft as Lululemon. The design is actually much better and it lasts longer. And it's like, yeah, but yet there's always that hesitation to pay for our stuff. But for Lulu or anybody else with a white designer name, they'll drop that cash.
Do you really need to have plus size models?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, because we make the full range, right?
Sure.
So we go from XX small to XX large. Sure. I believe that if you are starting your fitness journey and let's say you're XX large and you want to go to the gym, what, you have to look like a slob? You have to look bad? You have to look nice, right?
But the reason why Nike uses like those models is to associate their brand with like fitness. It's with the dream of you owning that product will make you fit. As a fat guy, I don't like seeing fat people in marketing. I don't like it.
I think chill on hating on obese people. So I will tell you why. My sister-in-law was 120 kilos, okay? I will tell you the way she was treated at work, the way people would treat her socially. It was disgusting. Like, it makes me angry. Even though I've never been fat, by the way. I'm an athlete through and through. And I'm actually quite critical about my body. So I don't allow myself to gain weight. I watch my food. Even if I gain 1 or 2 kilos, I am like on a strict regimen. I start weighing my food. I start upping my workout. Is that an eating disorder? Probably.
I wouldn't say so. No.
I mean, but like it's something where I am highly aware of my weight. And I come from a generation where your weight is your worth.
Sure.
And the fact that now I see these Gen Zers that are like, I love myself, I love my body. And yeah, I'm obese. I'm going to wear whatever I want. I love it because it liberates us, because I used to spend so many hours stressing on, will I be thin for this event? Or you know what I mean? And then when I see people not focusing on that, and I agree, the health aspect, yes, if you're morbidly obese, you're most likely going to be unhealthy. Yes, it's true. But are they struggling with their weight? 1000%. She was struggling with her weight. She got a personal trainer. She went on all these diets. I remember she used to smell bread and then put it back. It was so hard to watch. Now, what she ended up doing was cutting her stomach open, doing a sleeve surgery, and then finally she was thin again. And like people treated her like a human being. But why can't we just treat people like human beings regardless of their weight? Do you treat someone badly if they're very, very thin and they look sick? No. And they're sick too. But they're, by the way, I've seen people with eating disorders where they just look like skeletons, like bones are just coming out there. You could tell because here, it like protrudes their skin, like it's so gross and you could see it. And people don't say anything to them. They're like, oh my God, you look great. You've lost so much weight. And I'm like, dude, the girl is anorexic. She's dying. Her internal organs are probably eating themselves because you're starving yourself. So, I mean, both extremes are bad, but the thin person doesn't get abused, just the fat person. I do not practice equal rights.
Like, would you want everything to be equal?
I will tell you something. In my marriage, I do not believe, I do not practice it. So I don't want to be a hypocrite. I am a wife to my husband. When we did practice,
such an authoritative way.
So it's just, I'll tell you, because when I first got married, I got married 14 years ago. You were probably just born. But I'm just joking. You were just graduating from high school.
That's cute.
Anyways, you're Halulu's age. We're 8 years apart. But basically, him and I were very like equal, you know, where we kind of split everything. Like everything was kind of split half and half, and we both had to chip in and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be honest with you, not for me.
Thank you.
I am very, very like old school where I like to be taken care of. I like the roles to be defined. So in my marriage, my role with my husband is defined. I'm the wife. I take care of him and the household and my daughter. His job is to take care of
Everyone.
the household and
The family members.
and the family members. But it's weird because it makes life easier for me because I know my role and he knows his role. And it just makes life so much easier. I commend the women that work, and they are also people that chip in and help in their household. I was that person. It's not a life that I enjoyed. I prefer being a housewife. If your wife is working full time, fucking read the kid's schedule. Know what the teacher looks like. Go to these events. Help with the birthdays. She can't be everything. She's not an octopus, and she can't morph herself into other people.
Would you say that same statement to your dad or your grandfather?
My dad,
Do you know what I mean?
no, but my dad told my mom from day one, sit your ass at home. I will take care of you financially, and you take care of everything else. I will take care of the money. And this is how the roles were before.
That's all I'm saying.
But if the guy doesn't treat her well, unfortunately, our rules are great. You're getting a divorce, you don't get anything.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
What's your small
No. No.
You know what I'm talking about. The guy has
Nafaqa or whatever.
Nafaqa, yeah.
They don't give shit. And you know it, I know it, we all know it. We're not the UK where people get 50% of the husband's salary.
I mean,
They don't give anything here. If a woman gets a divorce, she has no rights to nothing, only whatever was in her name, and that's it. So then if the man is like being mean to her or is abusing her or whatever, and she doesn't have a salary, and so it's like it's a double-sided sword. So it's like you were lucky if you had like a good man, and you were unlucky if you had a bad man. My mindset, I'm not saying women that go to work are horrible and they're not good parents. Actually, I feel like they work, it's so much harder for them because I feel some stay-at-home moms actually take advantage, like they take what they have for granted. And I end up seeing a generation of children that are raised by housekeepers and dropped off by drivers. It's really sad to see. But for me, I felt more at ease, and I would say I am at my happiest knowing that this is my job description for my family. I have a JD. When I was working, my JD was miscellaneous. It was like anything that was thrown at me was my JD, and I couldn't last. And at some point I knew like this was going to be what broke the camel's back. So obviously I'm like a family person, so I just got to keep the family intact. So I had to take a step back. I had to,
you had to choose.
I had to choose. So I chose my daughter. And honestly, it's
Looking back on now.
and so I'll tell you what made me quit my job. I was working like all the time. On top of that, I had all my stuff, and I got pregnant, and then I ended up getting a miscarriage. And that's when I was like, shit, this is my only kid. Like, there's a chance that I might not get pregnant again and again and again. So I was like, I only have one kid. Why am I wasting it at work when I could be spending it with her. And that's really what made me quit my job.
Why are so many people into star signs? Why?
I'm not into star signs. I swear to God, I will not ask you what time you were born, on what day.
Virgo.
I don't know.
Virgo.
I don't know nothing. I just know that like Aquarians are just not emotional, which is the truth.
That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like an attribute base that you read in the description, and that's the one that fit you, and you're like, yes.
You're like, yep, that's me.
It's like if I would say, oh, you know what? I get the vibe that you like going out, but at the same time, you also like sitting at home once in a while.
You're like, yeah.
Like, wow.
I love sitting at home and going out.
It's just cold reading. It's just nonsense.
I love it when they're like, it's Mercury in retrograde. No, Nancy, you're just a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're just an asshole. It's not because Mercury's in retrograde. Nothing.
Dad had a dude on Vibe who was like, I know everything about the star signs. Like Mercury and Mars.
Listen,
and then he was
I can't.
And then he was like, I stopped reading it because now I just follow my intuition.
Oh God. I can't. Like for me, I just can't. Like I sit with people. And I'm just not going to name names, but she's probably watching. It's my sister. But she's so into this stuff. And I'm like, and she'll send me links and I'm like, I can't watch this. It's so boring.
So did your sister then follow the more independent route? Because she was the one who wanted to like open a business and do
She's super independent. Like she's like, I don't need a man to make it happen. I do it being free, you know? And,
do you worry about that factor?
I'm the opposite. I'm kind of like, I do need a man. I love having a man in my life. And you know, it's different.
You don't think there's any truth in the saying, you know, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free?
I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay? It's so dumb and it bothers me so much to hear that. First of all, like, it's so nice to actually experience what a person's like with one another. If you're just going to go straight into getting married, and what if you guys are not compatible? Then what happens? Then you're fucked. You're stuck with them for life.
Then why did it work out for so many of our previous generations? And why suddenly are we like so concerned about it?
Because the previous generation of women didn't have jobs. They were taught to shut the fuck up and just be with the man that was given to them.
I mean,
and it's no. You have to admit, we are living in that generation. If you're talking about the previous generations, this is what we were taught. Like a woman, even if she's unhappy with her husband, have the children, put your head down, do what you're told, and move on.
No, I think that's
No, it's not sexual at all. It's exactly what was happening. Women now.
I don't believe that for a second. I believe that your mom fucking told your dad, you're going to be doing this, and if you're not doing this, then you're doing that.
No. My mom didn't have a job.
Yeah.
So at the end,
your dad what to fucking do.
How do you know what she told my dad what to do?
I'm telling you, that's how it usually
No,
works.
it's not the case at all. Actually, if you don't have an income, if you don't have a backbone, you don't really can say anything to your husband. I'm just being honest with you.
Really?
Yes, for sure. And I'm a woman and I deal with a lot of women who are married where their husbands pay for everything. Trust me, some of them are like, I don't see the cheating. I don't see it because he pays the bills. He pays for the kids. He provides her a good life. And she's like, I don't care. Let him do whatever he wants. You think they're dumb? They play dumb.
It's so interesting.
So for you to say like, oh, why buy the cow if you're getting the milk for free? It's bullshit. This generation's like gone. But at the same time, it's become more of a partnership than like, here, this is the person you're stuck with for the rest of your life. And divorce is becoming more normal. Before, look, it's from case to case. If the person is not happy and she wants to get a divorce, it's great. If she is happy and you know what I mean? Like, there's a stigma to it, especially here. Like, there is a stigma. Even back in the day, they would rather be abused or be in an unhappy relationship and just deal, because it's better than being called divorced.
This is one of my issues, right? Is that our ancestors weren't morons. They did things for a certain purpose, right?
I think they were just busier. We have so much free time now. Before, everything was like done. We had to do everything back in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that there was a rationality to their madness. I think hunting for your food is a fantastic practice. I don't believe I truly believe that every child should see a slaughterhouse. They should understand that the meat that you're eating.
Listen, you.
Yeah, go on.
You and your hunting, I don't know what not. Listen, I'm going to put you on a fucking island. I'm going to release some goats and let's see how many you can catch and fucking hunt. I know, I'm okay with you killing it. Go catch the fucking goats, the wild goats.
Let's go.
Yes, yeah. Let's see how long you'll fucking last. You'll be eating that lettuce twig and the freaking mushrooms, that 38,000 of them you can't eat, and you'll have diarrhea.
Tom, I'm telling you right now, people were happier, and there were reasons they were happier.
Listen, we were happier because it was just, I'll tell you what it is. I will tell you what it is because I know exactly what it is.
Let's hear it.
The reason why is because there's Instagram, there's social media. People are just sitting watching other people's lives and they're like, shit, they're having such a good life. Look at them living their best life. Oh, look at me. I'm poor. I'm sad. I'm fat. I'm this. I'm that. You know? So instead of looking at themselves, we're now looking at other people and we're like, why can't we have that? And it's just the greed. It's the greed. It's the desire. It's this, it's that. And before, who are you going to see? How will you see a multimillionaire? You won't see them because you're not in the $1 billion or $1 million club. You were from the Farij. As long as you're from the Farij, you had like a okay job that paid a salary, and you had an okay house, and you had good children that just did good grades. Like that's what made people happy back then.
But let's be honest with each other right now. Do you not believe if you ask I'm not sure if your grandparents are still alive, but if you ask
They are still alive.
If you ask them right now and say, hey, what do you think about the millionaires or stuff like that? I bet you they will say,
they have no idea who they are.
Well, that's my point. Right?
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's just the ignorance is amazing. Because what's happening is just their day-to-days. That's what's concerning them.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's like, I want to be fashionable. I want to be cool. I want to be this. I want to be that. I mean, people contact me all the time. And they're like, how do you do it? How do you run every morning? I'm like, dude, it's very easy. Just fucking set your alarm. Get your ass up. Do I make people feel bad about themselves?
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm saying, do you feel like you're adding to the problem? I don't say you're...
Look, I'll tell you what it is. For me...
Fill up the cash.
Oh, yes, fill it up. Fill it up. Am I adding to the problem? I might be, because people end up seeing I'm living such a fun life. They see...
Post the fun stuff. You're not posting the ones where you're having fights with your kids or with your husband.
No, I do. I try to be real on my social media. Like, there are days where I look like ass and I post photos of myself looking bad. Like, I'm not like a person that tries to portray like, look at me, I'm flawless. There's nothing wrong in my life. No, I'm actually quite real. Like, I like people to know that this is just a human being on the other side of social media. But am I a well-oiled human being? Yes. I feel like I'm a machine. I was explaining this to some of my lettuce runners. I was like, I accomplish so much in the day. I wake up in the morning, I run, I come back home, I prepare my daughter's lunchbox, I shower, I drop her off to school, then I have meetings, I have Trü Active, I have social media coverage, I hit the gym again, like I make lunch, and so every second of my day is utilized.
Because you're well structured.
But that's because I'm an organized human being. Anybody can choose to be organized. Now, you want to sit and have coffee with your girlfriends right after drop off for 5 hours, and then you complain, why are you gaining weight and why are you unfit and
why are you depressed all the time?
Why are you sad? I just always feel like these things are you problems.
You know what? Me and you, I think, share more common ground than you think.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a big opponent. I'm a big opponent, not opponent, but I'm a big opponent of personal
I
responsibility. I love that shit.
I love personal responsibility. Like
that shit.
I can totally, you are in charge of your happiness.
Absolutely.
I genuinely believe that. Like I can't be around people that like I'm just gonna be happy when, like I don't know, something. Dude, you make yourself happy. You don't need someone else to make you happy. You wake up in the morning, you decide what you want to do with your life. You know what I mean? No other people have, you know what I mean? Like I also don't have like mental health issues. Like I don't have anxiety. I don't have depression. I don't have these things. There are times where I sit with people and I want to relate to them. I can't. And I tell them, like I have friends that just tell me what they're dealing with. And I'm just like, I don't comprehend because I don't experience it. So I can't give you advice because I don't know what it's like.
We are more similar than you believe. Recently I said that same thing, I think, Dan a couple of weeks ago. I said, listen, when I have people come up to with like issues, I don't want them to come up to with me with issues because I don't know the solutions to them.
Yeah, I can't.
Those issues.
But I accept that these are the issues that they're feeling. Like I don't negate it. I'm not like just be happy. Like just don't have anxiety.
No, I tell them that don't come to me with it.
But
I can't help you.
But I don't know what to do. Like I'll just listen. What I do is I just listen because that's what I can do.
Okay.
But I can't give advice. Another thing.
You're a step further than I am because I can't do that shit.
No, I listen. I listen because
Philosophy.
no, these are my friends. I listen. I like to listen and I let them vent. I allow them to vent, which is okay. It's okay. So for some people, I don't mind people emotionally dumping on me. I'm okay with it. I don't allow everyone to emotionally dump on me. That's not okay because that just takes away from my energy. I totally lost my train of thought. I was going to say something.
I think in a larger picture of things, I think it's amazing that you have such a well-structured life and that you've allowed that structure to give you the level of happiness that you have.
Yeah.
I think those components hand in hand. And I think if you were like a Messi, you would not be A, in the position that you are in today, and B, you wouldn't be this happy. I think you'd have a lot more drama with your family and your work and your life.
I completely agree with you on that one. That yeah.
Goes without saying.
Yeah. I mean you can see it. You can see it. I'm genuinely a happy person and I'm not a whingy person. I don't see things like, look, I complain. Don't get me wrong. I don't complain all the time. But if I see something wrong or if someone's doing something that irritates me, I will complain. What made me popular is the Insta stories. I didn't have Snapchat. So I used to do the Insta stories of on Instagram. And people were like, oh, she's interesting. She says inappropriate shit all the time. And she wears inappropriate clothes. And she's just running all the time and just living her life. Is she Bahraini? Because Bahrainis are not allowed to be happy and live their life. No, they have to be oppressed. No, I'm just joking. They don't have to be oppressed.
Mentality of that.
They have to be. They don't have to be oppressed. I'm just joking. But
very Western mentality.
But they were like, no, like I'm confused. And I remember like a lot of people were, and then just the popularity, I think around 2017, 2018, I started getting more and more followers. By Corona, I was like, I hit 10,000 and now I've like almost doubled up. Now, why do I influence? Because I make money. Hello. Life is all about the dineros.
You remember how it was when Saudi closed down the borders?
We were broke. We were actually broke. It's fancy for broke.
Do you remember how the shisha places, the dry cleaners,
broke,
the hotels,
broke,
the bars?
Super broke.
I remember how all of them were crying.
Broke.
All of Adlia was empty.
Broke.
You remember those days, the weekends?
Broke.
Here we go. Why didn't you stay in Bahrain with your husband? Why didn't you guys move to Dubai?
I do not want to live anywhere other than this country. Our stuff lasts longer than Nike.
Sure, I can find you the supplier for Lululemon, for example. There's a specific website. I'll share it with you.
I know, but our stuff is good. Like, we don't need to go to Lululemon's supplier.
Okay.
So
I never touched your stuff. I've never touched Lululemon's stuff either.
so I'll bring our stuff next time for you to touch it
You can do an ad for me.
while I'm not wearing it.
Okay, whatever you like.
Pervert. So basically I'm an influencer, but at the same time I've seen other Bahraini influencers and it's mostly just ads. They don't talk about anything. Like, I feel like it's soulless, and I know why, because they don't want to lose customers, right? So if they have an opinion, then they could lose customers if something happens and not everyone's on board with it. I'm lucky enough to where I don't have a job, so I can actually be myself. And if I lose jobs because of my opinion or how I dress or who I am, then that's a job I don't need to take.